we'll jump into quick question over here. Alright, so in this particular video, we're going to be looking into this form section. But before we jump into form, what I thought was, while I started this video, I thought that I would be teaching this form, which is a pro widget. But I would just skip this particular one and I'll move on to quick question. The reason is because if I click on form pro, it won't allow me unless and until I upgrade this. Now, obviously, I can just go into my actual account over here and I can use this. Let's suppose if I could create anything like default folder, add page, dummy. If I click on add, and now inside this I can add this form and I can show you XYZ things. I can show you the example as well, that what happens. Let's suppose if I go into, there you go. So let's suppose this is a form widget for one of the clients which I did earlier, and this was like plug and invest free call consultation for all call. So there was a phone and blah 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 conversion, but I don't want to do this right now because most of the people who are using this or going through this course might be having a free mobile monkey account. They might not have upgraded, and I don't want you to upgrade right now. Just understand how much you can do with the free stuff, and then if you think you can upgrade, all right, always invest smartly. Don't spend money, invest your money. So I would recommend, first let us just go through all these free features, and these pro widgets I will explain you later on once we are done with all these free widgets, so that at least you can just start with start using these free widgets for your bot. All right, so we're going to be skipping this form pro right now and we'll jump into quick question over here. So let's once again go back to our dummy account and I'll create this new page or quick question, right? So let's create a new page, and or let's just configure it over here in itself. Happy New Year landing page. We'll just make this dummy bot more intelligent with every single widget. So now, so that I have this, this is where you put information. Let's first of all delete this, and I want to delete this as well. Let's keep one text widget because you already understand now. I'll click on quick question, PS no more story. However, or let's suppose, let's assume let's assume that you are a gym owner. All right, you are a gym owner and you want to ask somebody how much weight do you want to lose. All right, you want to ask this question and you want to give them 4 different questions. So I'll show you how to do that. Let's delete this text widget as well. All right, and let's rename our Happy New Year landing page as test page. And now in this, can you tell us how much weight are you looking to lose? And now before we jump into this attribute, I'll click on add answer, and let me just minimize our video, and I will add answer like less than 10 kilos, less than 10 kgs. Once again click on add answer, 11 kgs to up to 20 kgs. One more add answer, and let's say 21 kgs to up to 30 kgs. Add answer, and over here, just like in text widget, you were only able to create 3 buttons. In quick question, you can create multiple answers, and this, if I'm not mistaken, this is up to 10 to 11 buttons. All right, these will act as buttons. I'll show you in a while. So now, or greater than 30 kilos, all right, or more than 30 kilos. So I'll just keep this as it is. And now before showing this attribute, I will show you input type. So just because we wanted multiple choice answers or options, we had input type as multiple, but if you tap on this, it will show you multiple options. All right, so one by one we'll just test all of these things. We'll first test multiple option or input type, then we'll check what is input type text, then location, email and phone. All right, So let's first test this. But now if you click on test page, it won't make any sense because these inputs, when somebody is tapping on your buttons, you want to store these values in something known as attribute, so that you can leverage those attributes or you can use those attributes later on in your bot. How do you use them and what it means? Let's understand that. So you can by default use anything. Now you won't be able to see any of these because these are the ones which I have personally created. But if you click on new attribute, always click on new attribute and create one for yourself. And now I would say um, uh, amount of weight loss. All right, or let's say weight loss in kgs. I will store this value inside this particular attribute. If I click on save, and now when somebody is clicking on test this page, or when somebody is going through this bot, how it will look like? It will look like this. Can you tell us how much weight you are looking to or are you looking to lose? And obviously on the phone it will have a different experience. On the phone it will show something different. But over here 10 kilos, 11 to 20 kilos, 21 to 30 kilos, greater than 30 kilos. So let's suppose if I click on 11 to 20 and that's it. All right. Obviously we don't have anything in the bot later on once somebody clicks on this. That's the reason why it is not showing anything. But this value is now stored in an attribute known as weight loss in kgs. All right. So what I would do now, let's understand this carefully. After somebody is tapping on these buttons, I want to confirm their input. So what I would do is, once again, I would use this text widget. All right. And in this text widget, what I would do is, I would simply ask, so just to confirm, you are looking to lose something known as, what is our attribute? Our attribute was, let's search for our attribute, weight loss in kilos, weight loss in kgs. There you go, weight loss in kgs. This is the attribute. So now automatically this kind of attribute is stored. Now either you can go over here and select, or what you can do is you can just copy this much, or if you remember this, weight loss in kgs, and then you can use curly brackets and use or write it. So now just to confirm, you are looking to lose this much weight. Am I correct? And now I also want to use, am I correct, their first name. Their first name is automatically stored. So what I did was I just wrote double brackets and I selected first name, and that's it, question mark. And let's give them a button. Yes, that's correct. And then we can redirect them to any page. So for the time being, I'll just redirect them to a welcome page which is blank. So let's keep it add button. That's it. All right. Now once again, let's test this page. What will happen? Once again the question, let's answer 21 to 30 kgs this time. And now what happens is it is asking me, so just to confirm, you are looking to lose 21 to 30 kgs weight. Am I correct, Pratik Singh? Did you get this? It's brilliant, right? Let me just open up this. I mean, look at this. How we can use these attributes. This is so super important. Everything is in automation, and you can use this to the maximum power, right? The more you become creative, the more you use this, the more you become creative, and the more you can leverage the power of chatbots. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, trust me. So now you can confirm, just because you stored it in an attribute, you can actually confirm that, and you can use it in various different aspects, and you can use the first name as well, so that it personalizes your message. That's how you use this one. Now once somebody clicks on this, yes, that's correct, that's okay. Now one more bonus tip over here. Let me just close this once again. Now instead of using this text widget, what I do is I don't use text widget. The most or the frequently used widget which I do for myself is quick question. So I'll just copy this entire thing I'll delete this, and I'll once again use a quick question after this button. All right, so let's drag this. So when somebody is tapping on any of the weights, I want to ask them this question once again, and I want to store this yes confirmed. When somebody is tapping on this, so let's add this answer. Yes, that's correct. All right, and let's add a smiley as well. Yes, that's correct, and a thumbs up. And when somebody is using this, all right, when somebody is tapping this, I want to store that as well. I want to see how many people, if 100 people are watching this message, how many people are tapping on yes, that's correct. I want to actually see that. I want to actually build that kind of audience so that I can retarget them. So out of 100 people, if 30 are clicking, 70 people are not clicking. So I can send a separate message to 70 people once again, but only if I have stored them in a new attribute. So what I do is, once again, I'll click on new attribute, and I would say people who clicked on yes, that's correct. And you can type only a limited character, so you just be smart in naming your attribute. So I would say yes, that's correct, button click. All right, it's fine if we are not able to write K, or let me just delete this and write K, and I'll save this. All right, so now it will actually get stored. So once again, let me test this page. Once again, the question, let's suppose this time I say less than 10 kgs. So it will say, so just to confirm, you are looking to lose 10 kgs weight. Am I correct, Pratik? C? Yes, that's correct. Once I tap on this, bingo. Now what will happen is, obviously you won't be able to see anything over here. But if I go into my marketing and automation, now this is something which is in detail, which I'll tell you later on. All right. So, but this is going to be huge. All right. This is going to be huge. So for the time being, from my own bot, I will just show you audience insights and audiences. Over here, what you do is you can actually click on create audience, and you can add your filter, and you can say that it is equal to one of the attributes. So obviously your the attribute which we created won't be shown over here because it is in different account. But if I say how many people have clicked or used this button, and then equal, and then I can actually see yes confirmed, 140 people have clicked on that out of 810 people. So I can click on this, and now I can save an audience separately. All right, which I can retarget. Now this is an advanced concept, guys. If it is going above your head, don't worry, I'm going to explain you step by step, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand the importance of the things which we are doing. It is super important. Small little steps are so very important over here. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that how you can differentiate your text widget and quick question, which is giving you a similar thing. Obviously the UI is different, you get different buttons, you get more buttons as compared to text widget and things like that. So that's actually how you use the multiple input. Now let's suppose I'll quickly show you what happens is, let's add on one more button, quick question, and I would say can you send us your location? All right, or where are you located, where are you located? That's it. And let's store this in a dummy attribute. I want to store this in a dummy attribute, so I want to use it later on. That's it. And now instead of multiple, I would use location. All right, I would use location, and then I will test this page. And okay, so what I'll do is I will delete all of these things, delete this, and I will delete this question as well, because now you know the importance. So I'll just keep one of them. Test this page once again, and it will say where are you located, and automatically it will have a button. So if I click on send location, and if I click on allow, obviously my location would go inside this. So if I click on this, allow, and right now wherever I am, I can send my location. All right, so the entire map would go. my location would go over here. Isn't that cool? All right, so you can ask people their location as well. Now let's go ahead and use text widget. So let's suppose if you want to ask somebody that what's your age, all right, what's your age, if you want to ask something like that, and you want them to actually input a data, and you want to store that data. So what I'll do is people's age. So I'll just store that people's age, save, and somebody when inputs that, let's confirm that once again, quick question. And now I'll add all right, first name. So it seems you are, and then I want their age, so I will say curly bracket, and I would say people's age. So there you go. So it seems you are so and so years old. All right, and then obviously you can type anything. And this time I don't want to use quick question because I don't want to confirm anything. So simply I'll use text widget and I will paste everything over here. So now let's test this particular section. So it will ask what's your age. I will say, let's say 30, hit enter. It says, all right, Pratik, so it seems you are 30 years old. Brilliant. So it is working perfect. So now you know how to use input type text. Then let's use email. All right, let's use email. This is a test message to test input type email. I'm trying to teach you in several different ways. And I'll store this as test email. Save, and let's delete this widget, and let's test this page. So it will say this is a test message to test input type email, and this is my dummy email, clients@digitalpratik.com. and once I tap on that, this would be stored in the attribute. This would be stored in this attribute. So that is also cool enough. And if I store, or let's suppose if I use phone number, and if I test this, so this is a message to test input type phone, or let's say simply I'll write phone number please, and I will store that in test phone. Save, test this page, and it will say phone number please. Now just because I don't have any phone number linked up with my Facebook account, it is not showing up over here. But if you have anything linked up, and if you don't have privacy settings in your Facebook account, the visitor, if your visitor on his or her Facebook account doesn't have any privacy setting, and if he or she has mentioned her or his phone number on his or her account, oh my god, how many he's and her. All right, so if all of these happens, then you will be able to see visitor's phone number, and they would be tapping on that number, and you would be storing that phone number just like the email you got. All right, so that's how you use questions to ask or quick question widget. This is one of the finest widgets which we'll be using most frequent, all the time. We'll be using this most of the times in our bot. So that's it for this particular one. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.